JT Miller was listed among the quote-unquote elite core alongside Hughes, Petey, and Demko. So there's a couple names in there that have been involved in trade rumors this season, and that's JT Miller and Thatcher Demko. I wonder if the way the Canucks have finished this season has convinced management and ownership to keep those four. And obviously they were always going to keep Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson, but to keep Thatcher Demko and to keep JT Miller. Remember, after the trade deadline, there were reports that the Canucks might revisit trading JT Miller this offseason, and we were all like, oh, God, okay, I guess we got to keep doing this until his extension kicks in, which means his no-move clause would kick in. Does this matter? Does this mean anything?
I'll go back to what I said a couple weeks ago when I was hypothesizing, suggesting what the Pittsburgh Penguins crew, that being Rutherford, Alvin, Clancy, might have sold Francesco Aquilini and the ownership group on. And that was, hey, in Pittsburgh, we had Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and then when they won their cups, they had Fleury and they had Matt Murray. And I guess in a crazy world, you could say here in Vancouver, Pettersson can be the Crosby and Hughes can be the Letang. And Demko is better than maybe any goalie that we had in Pittsburgh, although Marc-Andre Fleury was pretty good. And then JT Miller would be the Malkin. I know this is a pretty paint-by-numbers explanation that I'm doing here, but the point being is that if you've got a core and you believe in building around it, then Miller as a locked-in 2C behind Petey is 100% part of that core.
Yeah.
Because you're not winning in this league unless you have a really good 1C and a really good 2C. I think it's fair to say, right? Yeah. You can't do it.
Well, yeah.
You can't.
Especially 1C.
I mean, we've seen some teams kind of masking tape over the 2C position.
Yeah.
A lot of those Chicago Blackhawks teams that won Stanley Cups didn't have the greatest 2Cs in the world.
They had Marian Hossa, though, so that helped.
That really compensated, right? Remember when Brad Richards hitched his wagon to a Stanley Cup there as the 2C? Right?
Well, Michael Handzus did it, too.
Yeah. So you can do it, but more often than not, you need a better one. So it's back to your original question. I don't think the letter changes anything. I'm not even sure that the talk it bumped. It probably solidified their position. But I think at the end of the day, they were like, if we didn't get a trade offer that blew our socks off or where we were clearly going to reap a ton of assets, then Miller's our 2C moving forward. And I think that's where that's going to go.